Well, hello. Almost didn't see you there. You must be here for episode 2 of Random Rolls. Perfect. My name's Frank, and I'll be the dungeon master for this episode. I'll be joined by 3 of my friends, Jade, Ryan, and Nathaniel. If you haven't seen the first episode, you'll probably want to go do that, as it's pretty important. I'll put a link for it in the description below. In that episode, we not only introduce the story, but we also talk about the experimental concept of what random rolls really is. In this session, I was really excited to see how the players would interact with the other crew members on the ship. Needless to say, they did not disappoint me. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Well, let's go ahead and dive right in. I hope you enjoy it.
So, tell me a bit about your guys' favorite parts of the ship.
I feel like Kepesk, would largely just be ignoring his duties, and whenever the ship is running smoothly, he's jumping off the front of the boat, and then because he's got a swimming speed, he's swimming and then catching the boat just before it gets out of his reach, and then climbing up, and it's just
Go ahead and give me a dexterity check, general one, to see how often you are able to catch on.
All right. Because
I'm sure there's a chance that you maybe forget once in a while.
So would it be acrobatics or just a straight dex?
Yeah, acrobatics. Yeah, that works.
All right. Yeah, that's a 7.
Yeah, so there's been a few times where you miss it. And
hey, somebody help!
And then you've got Martin just look back oh, god damn! And he'll duck away for a minute, pull out a rope, and throw you a rope, and then that's how he pulls you in. The ship doesn't stop for you.
When he pulls me in, I'll as I'm climbing up, I'll grab him on the bicep, and I'll be like, "Oh, Martin, you've been working out lately. It suits you."
Gotta stay fit on a ship, man. Gotta stay fit.
I saw a shark punch into a boat, and they wanted to protect, so that's why I jumped in.
Excellent. Shouldn't you be working on our course, though, once in a while?
I can only have sex once or twice a day. I don't really, the whole sex thing, constantly and guiding this big kind of ship into certain little crevices. I don't do it more than a couple of times a day.
Kepesk, I don't know what to say to that. I'm gonna. He just pulls out his coffee that he's got in the morning, and I'm gonna go over here. Excuse me.
You'll probably be pulling me in not too far in the future.
So he just walks away.
All right, bye.
Because he can see that that's going to go any route of many innuendos. So one thing I wanted to ask you guys was about your favorite spots on the ship. Where do you find yourselves? Because you have
Castle.
Sorry, where?
Fort Castle. Starboard.
Okay. Gotcha. Up in the front of the ship. So the front of the ship, top of the deck. So that elevated area, kind of near the ballista that's up there.
Yeah.
Are you on because the ship has I'm not sure what the actual noun is, but it's got a stick pointed out on the very top of it.
A stick.
It does.
It's got a stick.
It does.
It's spat all over my screen.
It's pretty.
I only know the name in French for that one, but yeah.
Oh, what's the French name? We can use that.
Poop.
The pool?
The poop.
The pool. Okay, that's what we're using now.
Okay, well, yep, she's definitely, Aapa is definitely riding the pool, and Banshee is lounging right behind her, just Bagheera style on a branch, just with her paws dangling.
Oh, adorable. Is she, by chance, keeping her eyes open on the rest of the crew like a proper first mate?
Banshee is keeping an ear because she has her keen senses, but nap time is really important.
It's true. Nap time is a priority, especially when you're from, in the jungle. Okay. Yeah, what about you, Tarkin? Where's your favorite spot?
Tracan, whenever they're not caged in the bottom of the ship, their favorite space is to be in anything that isn't the bottom of the ship. So they spend a lot of time just not in the bottom of the ship whenever they can, like on the deck or just kind of flying around because I am much faster than the ship.
Perhaps on the poo with Aapa.
Perhaps on the poo.
Prue, P-R-O-U-E.
The poo.
Poo. It makes all the difference.
I just hear poo.
Me too.
Perhaps on the poo. The crow's nest. I might find kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Whimsical. It's just like, oh, look at that. They try to be birds.
They even call it after a bird. A crow.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if you could do this, but everywhere.
I'm like imagining what Tracan would do when like other birds flew past, like whether there'd be like a nod of acknowledgement.
That's a good question. I actually don't know if there's birds in the elemental plane of air.
Yeah.
I assume there are.
You would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there typically are. There's a variety of birds in a way that there's, a variety of creatures on every plane that would inhabit it.
There you go. The birds are birds. I like the birds. They remind me of home. Home's okay.
So you're typically trying to avoid the cage of the vessel below decks.
Yeah, if you want to look at it a different way, but it effectively exactly the same. I'm just kind of trying to avoid work.
Fair enough. Martin sees you every time you come out of the ship, and you will like you look like a weight has been taken off of you. He says, Tracan, I get it. You're used to flying. It's hard to be under the ship all the time. Let's just make this simple. Just go down, check it out once in a while, and you don't have to stay down there for very long, okay?
That's what he said. Sorry.
As you just walk by in the background, he's like, oh my God, it's a small ship, guys. I get it. We're stuck with each other. He just walks away the opposite direction of Kepesk.
I'll just kind of stare at where he was, kind of like, okay, I guess. Well, never going back down there.
He says, that's not what I meant, as he walks away.
Awesome, and I'll fly away.
Okay, great. This ship. Oh, shit.
We're all going to die.
All right. Kepesk, where's your favorite spot on the ship?
It's definitely right on the bow, and that's where he holds the sextant. But he squats on the bow, and like tries, especially when there's spray like spraying up, he'll try to like look at it really closely. He doesn't understand how to read it, but he kind of enjoys like looking at it really closely while there's spray like hitting him, and he's kind of like, ooh.
Nice. I love these images. Now, as we're back to the name of this game, Random Rolls, I would like all of you to roll 2d20s, and it doesn't matter what order they're in.
Also, FYI, that part of the ship is called a pulpit.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
A ball pit.
I saw that one coming.
You tried. You really tried.
I did.
Okay. So, Aapa, one day, actually, let me be more clear. You guys have been on this ship this is the second day that you've been on the ship. Yesterday, the first day, you had that fire and you had that scuffle with the disagreement with the crew. And this day, You all have been lounging about, trying to become more familiar with your responsibilities. Aapa, while you and Banshee are on the
Pulpit.
thank you, pulpit.
I like a poo so much better.
Poo is great, but pulpit is our English word, and since we're speaking English, I should remember that. While you're hanging out on the pulpit, a halfling walks up to you, and you can hear and see them, and you've seen them on the ship before. They walk up to you and look at Banshee and look at you. It's a nice cat you have. Can I pet him or her?
I look at Banshee, I look at him, and I go, do you like your hands?
Very much so. I very much do. I understand. I got it. Message clear.
No, you can, but you have to give something to Banshee. She like strangers touching if not give presents. If you have meat, you can touch Banshee.
What about cheese? I have some cheese right here. And he pulls out a little bit. And he offers it to Banshee.
What kind of cheese is it?
It's between it's got the consistency of a Parmesan, but tastes like a cheddar.
Okay, so it's not too strong of a smell. Yeah, Banshee's gonna smell at it and just like really weird because they only eat things in nature, so they've never seen something that's man-made.
Okay.
And yeah, she's gonna look at it and try to buy on it. Before that though, can I do a little insight check on him?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yay! And what's that is terrible. Yep, that's a 7.
Hey, it's not a 1. That's so you roll this 7. That's going to give you. Okay.
I just want to see what his intentions are with.
Okay. Okay. So in this moment, you're thinking in this moment that you can't read anything. He seems nice. I mean, he's offered a gift like you asked.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah, Banshee's gonna eat it.
Okay.
And then give him a little lick and put her head down so that he can pet her.
Okay. So he has to reach up because he's a halfling, and you said she was up on the railing of the pulpit.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like she's putting her head down so that he can reach.
He says, "Wow, she really is soft. You two seem very close. Have you been traveling together for a long time?"
She's my sister.
Really? Oh,
she's my big sister.
You mean like you two were raised together, not like, from the same mother?
Aapa looks very confused and just like tilts her head at him like, huh?
Well, my name's Iggy, and I wanted to introduce myself because, well, I understand that the tradition we have can be weird, very unsettling to those who kind of have it fall in their lap, especially when he looks at Banshee, especially when they're the first of their kind. And he gives like a little bow of respect, like with his head to Banshee. And I've been on the ship for a little while, and I know the folks, and I thought if you wanted any help, I could answer any questions you might have.
Aapa walks over Banshee and comes down on deck to face him, and she just looks up to him and goes, "Wait, that not usual for your kind?"
For halflings? Well,
I don't know for you with no fur or scale.
Oh, right. You can see he's starting to piece together where that you may not be used to people. He's like finally cluing this in. Well, no, I mean, if some people, like myself, like people, and we want to make them feel comfortable and at home. And on a ship like this, it's really important that we all get along because we are going to rely on each other every day.
Like pack of wolf?
Yeah, like a pack of wolves. Yeah.
That I know. That I understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
And she, like, Banshee runs up to him, and since she's barely a foot and a half, I'm guessing she reaches.
She takes a step.
Okay, yeah. Well, she just like hugs his knee, I guess.
Well, you two are pretty much on about the same height, I'd imagine, because you're a gnome, and he's a halfling.
Aren't halflings above 3 feet?
It varies, but yeah, they can be.
Because also Aapa is only 10 years old, so she is a gnome, but she's like half of the size of an adult gnome.
Your age is an important factor that I did forget.
Yeah, good.
All right, so he is a bit taller.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she gives him a hug and like a little pat on his head because that's all she knows.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can imagine her doing that to a bunch of wolves. Yeah. And so the two of you, he hangs around and you spend some time and you continue to talk, and she answers any questions to the best of his ability that you might have, and you continue to look out in the direction that the ship is sailing.
I'm probably going to tire him out very quickly because every time he's going to refer to something that's man-made, like whenever he talks about, I don't know, cheese or an omelet or a broom or anything like that, those are words that I don't know. So every time I'm going to ask him, what is that?
Gotcha. He's actually happy to explain, happy to elaborate. And one of the things he also shares is the pirate name he has, or not the pirate name, the ship, the crew member name that he has, which is, he says it kind of like, and looks to the ground and mumbles it. He says, my crew name is Ugly Charm. Kind of happened. I get along with people really well, and some don't think I look the best. It's just their personal taste, personal preference, in my opinion. But I'm very good with the people, despite not being the best looking.
Then she can feel his emotion and just comes up to him and gives him like a really big lick.
Thanks.
Then she likes you. Then she says, "You beautiful, because you part of nature."
Thanks. So if people ask looking for Ugly Charm, that's me. Just thought you'd want to know.
Okay.
Tracan, as you are going, every now and then when you go below deck, you know, I mean, you're taking inventory of all the people because you're a people person in a way, and you are aware of your audience. Let's put it that way. And down below decks, there's someone that keeps hanging around the ship supplies. And they stand out to you, especially because they're a Dragonborn. And I'm not sure how many Dragonborn you would have seen, but this is the only Dragonborn on the ship.
Probably 0, to be honest. Because I only arrived in this plane not very long ago, and they're not necessarily common as it is.
Right. And they do stand out, of course. Scales versus flesh and fur. So this individual has been down here every time, and they notice you but never start a conversation, and they seem to know what they're doing every time you've seen them looking through the inventory. And every now and then you'll see them actually patching something up that to you didn't look like it was out of place. And at one point, you two are in a narrow part of the ship as you're doing your forced ship maintenance checks. you're stuck in a narrow component that you have to get through, but you can't go past each other easily, so you have to like really brush up against each other. You would have to. So when you're in that situation, what do you do?
I don't think I'll ever get used to this. Just try and start up like a really casual conversation.
Yeah.
What about you? You've been doing this long?
Yeah.
All right. Quite the conversationalist.
No.
You like jazz?
Yeah.
Nice. I don't actually have any jazz instruments. I think I have a pan flute and like bagpipes, so that won't help. Like,
Oh.
yeah. What's your name?
He gestures to himself. Black Salt. I'm sorry. No, now he is Black Salt. Black Salt.
Black Salt. It's a lovely name. I can tell by is he black? Like, does he have black scales?
No.
Oh.
No. It's more like bronze and with a red hue to it.
Oh. Well, you're a lovely shade of bronze with a red hue to it.
Thanks.
Of course. Tracan is super weirded out.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Honestly, at this point, oh yeah, what's up?
Go ahead.
At this point, Tracan, one, doesn't really want to be down here. Two, thinks this guy's kind of weird and doesn't really want to talk. He might just drop it and start working in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Or like he might like whistle. Actually, yeah. I think that's a good idea. He'll start whistling.
Okay. So you start working, and by working, what do you mean?
So no one showed him how to do his job. So he'll do everything that he assumes he's supposed to do, which is hammer the sides of the boat where it like put wood up and
you actually create a new hole.
Create a new hole.
Weakening the structure.
He'll kind of like just pick up a box and then move it somewhere, and then like wait like 45 seconds and then pick up that same box and move it back to where it was before.
Oh, like when you ask kids to tidy the room.
Yeah. He doesn't entirely know what he's supposed to do. He just knows what people like it when he does these things.
I imagine that you've gone around also because you said you hit the wall. You literally have a hammer and you just walk around the ship, just bang as you walk around it, bang, bang, like every 4 steps.
I'm checking for damage.
Yeah, whenever anyone asks, that's what you do. That's what you say.
And if the hammer goes through, the wood was weak. It had to be replaced anyway.
Can I really want to try to find Tracan?
Sure, in a moment. Sure
Okay.
thing. As you start to whistle and start to get to work, Black Salt sees this. He was going to walk by, but he stands there and watches you and says, "Help? Want some help?"
Sure. As soon as he starts watching me, I'll notice I have an audience and kind of like pick it up a little bit.
Okay. He pulls out this bag of tools, which was pointed to you by Martin in the beginning as the toolkit that you'd probably use. And you may or may not have that with you, but...
Oh, God, no.
Okay, I thought so.
I took the hammer out of it, and I kind of like just left it on the floor somewhere.
He pulls out his toolkit and lays it down. A lot of tools you're unfamiliar with that you actually didn't notice in the toolkit in the first place. And he pulls out a couple. He says, "You're going to want to use this first."
I hit it against the wall.
No, it's a sander. You sand the wood.
I rub it on the wall.
Good.
Nice.
And so he continues to give you advice. For you catch on that he's kind of treating you like a young chick. He's letting you learn and play, but it's kind of apparent you're aware that he's aware that you're not actually repairing anything. But he's still teaching you the tools anyway.
I will take it without question.
Okay. All right, Kepesk, you wanted to try and find him?
Yeah, I'm trying to find Tracan.
All right, yeah. You can imagine that if he's not flying up and above, he's probably below deck, where he doesn't want to be.
All right, so I find him without any trouble?
Yeah.
I am, I kind of, Tracan, listen, can I have a little chat with you? Little ways over here, away from this person with scales here.
I put down the chisel I'm probably holding upside down. And I'm like, very well.
And I take you aside and I just say, look, listen, I have been charged with guiding this ship in directions. I was never told where we are going. I don't know how to navigate. So this ship is currently sailing blind. We could crash into shoals at any time. I was wondering whether you could do me a little favor and fly ahead every now and then to make sure we are not going to crash into underground rocks and die.
I suppose. That sounds like an excuse to leave. Yeah, sure.
And one more thing. I have always wanted to make little blowgun and blowgun darts. And I look at your feathers and I think they would be very pretty for the end of the blow dart. And I was wondering whether you would be okay with me taking a few of your feathers and creating blow darts, and then I can give them to you. I just want to make them.
Tracan is very protective of his feathers. However, he likes the concept of them being used for as a dazzling effect on a blue dart. I'm kind of using them right now. However, I will keep this in mind.
Okay.
Kepesk, as you start to walk back upstairs to the back of the ship after your request for feathers. By the way, if you see feathers on the deck, that are Tracans, are you going to pick them up and keep them anyway?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Resourceful lizard folk, after all.
Yes.
So as you go back to your spot on the ship, you see this dwarf out of the corner of your eye huffing around, and he sees you at the back and says, "You lizard folk, I don't. Your name isn't important. You're in charge of navigating the ship, aren't you? Come with me."
I just walk up like my 6'5", and I just walk right up to him and just look down and go, "My name is the most important thing that your mouth will ever utter. You would do well to remember that it is Kepesk. Otherwise, fish might be having extra little bit of food today."
I'm losing my accent because of you. Hold on. Because these accents are so similar. I didn't think about this. Shit for me. I don't care. Where I don't care how tall you are, and I don't care if you're going to threaten me. You are in charge of navigating this ship. That's what's important. So you're coming with me. And he just starts huffing down the stairs. And
I'm going to give him a massive smack over the back of the head. I say, I did not give you permission to leave.
He stops. He turns around. And he's going to tackle you. He's going to tackle you.
And as he comes to tackle me, I'd love to like step aside really quickly and give him another slap over the top of the head.
Hey, it's a grapple check. So let's find out.
All right.
Where is this happening, by the way?
The back of the ship. It's
where all the good business happens.
All in the back. Yes, sure.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh, nice one.
I rolled
the quarterdeck.
So will that be an acrobatics check for me or?
That is up to you, my friend.
Okay, yeah. So I get a 10 in total.
Because he's attack. Sorry, you got a 10?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, buddy. He leaps. You take it right in your abdomen, and he plants you on your back. And he's kind of got his arms around you, and he starts to like headbutt you once in the stomach, and he says, "Don't hit me." Headbutts you again. Yes, you need to follow me and do as I say. And you're gonna.
And I'm gonna be like,
damage.
you will not have much luck hitting my abs. They're like hard wood in the swamp.
Well, you take 4 damage from his headbutts.
Swamp wood.
And
the hardest kind.
And he's gonna hit you one more time and say, "Follow me, or get off this ship."
Is that what we call a hard head?
Yeah.
I like the dwarf fighting art of headbutting.
While he's got him pinned down, yeah.
So, is he like?
He hasn't let him go. He has not let go yet.
I'm just gonna be like, I can be here all day. You have very comforting weight on top of me.
He's gonna then get his arms out from under you and straddle you, and proceed to wail on you. Wail. He's gonna proceed to wail on you with his fists.
As soon as he shifts his weight, I want to try to break out of the grapple.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make a. We'll do another grapple check.
All right.
I was hoping he's gonna wail on you with his
Can Banshee and I see that since we're at the same level but on the other side?
You probably would have noticed at this point. Yeah, they're close to the foremast. I think
Okay, yeah. Then I'll see after that.
Okay.
Probably might jump it.
You can see that. I'd imagine you can see that Kepesk is kind of maybe enjoying this.
So I got a 13.
You got a 13?
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry, what were you saying, Aapa?
No, just Banshee feels responsible, so she's gonna come down with Aapa on her back.
Okay. Casually, or are you hurrying over?
No, hurrying over, and what I like is Banshee will try to, well, essentially it's a grapple as well. She's gonna try to come behind the dwarf and just like very carefully without hurting him, but grab his clothes and kind of just.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll say that happens in about 10 seconds or so. So you wanted to do okay. So you got a 13 there, Kepesk. He actually manages to, as you try to wriggle out, he says, "No, you don't." And he like takes his forearm and smashes down your left hand, and then takes his other arm and smashes down your right hand. And then he like, that's how he ends up straddling you. And then he starts to wail into your chest.
I'm literally I'm gonna bite him. I'm gonna make. I don't want to like savage him, but I'm gonna say, first you dishonor me and say that my name is not important. Now you hit my rock hard swamp with abs. I'm going to bite you now, and I'm just going to try to ravage him with my teeth. I kind of smile, and there's just like fangs, just like in this massive dark green scaly maw.
First, as he like plants himself straddling you, when he tries to wail in, you don't actually feel it much. Your rock hard swamp abs manage to protect you enough, and he just kind of, you can see he's in this rage mode, so he doesn't feel the pain so much, but he gives a little wince once every with each punch. All right, and so you want to make a bite attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to aim for his where one of his nipples should be through his clothing.
Sure.
Try to rip a nipple off.
Yeah, he's got some studded armor though. He's got studded
down, and you're biting his nipples. What are we playing right now, guys?
It's only been 45 minutes, and Kepesk is like already had said sex and sex like 12 times.
That's cocked.
That's cock.
Cocked. You know when it lands and it's.
No, that was perfect. Don't justify it.
That happened.
Okay, so that is going to be a what do we got? Yeah, that's a 21.
Ooh, that's gonna hit. Yeah. What damage do you do?
I do 1d6 plus my strength modifier, so it's actually going to be.
I mean, roll it.
Okay, I got a 6.
Oh, you don't like that. You hear him as you bite his nipple. He goes, "Oh, that's good." And now this is when Banshee shows up and starts to pull him away. So Banshee, give a grapple check to pull him away, please.
Thank you.
The ship is full of freaks.
How have we not run aground by now?
No one can drive. No one can fix it. The first mate's a cat.
I'm the captain.
14?
Can't handle awkward situations.
Sorry,
This is the captain. Yeah.
Aapa?
14.
14. That's good. That is satisfactory. Yeah. So Banshee starts to pull him away by his neck, and this is when he's still laughing from getting his nipples bit, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? Oh, I see. Now it's a fair fight." And he's unable to wriggle free, but he's like trying to reach back. And at this, Martin walks up, or rushes up, says, whoa, guys, like, come on, no need to fight.
Is this the kind of crew you keep, Captain Martin?
Hey,
come up.
The ship has there's a lot of skilled people on here, okay? And sometimes they don't all get along. Brolic, you need to play nice, okay? This is our quartermaster. Kepesk is our quartermaster, despite what you want to be the case. Brolic says, he's not even qualified to swab the deck and to clean my poop.
My pig.
Banshee doesn't understand the words, but she understands the tone, and she's just going to start shaking her head with the dwarf in her mouth.
Martin, let me tell you something for free. I can't fucking navigate. Where the fuck are we going? How long have we been on the ship for, and we don't even know where it's going? It's going to crash soon.
He looks at you. He just.
I want to slap. I'm going to slap him. I'm going to slap him.
You're still on the ground.
I'm going to get up and I'm going to slap him.
Fine. He's like, stop it. He says, I have an idea.
Is it going to be any better than letting the cat be the first
Stop
mate?
talking. He just pointedly. You don't know how to navigate.
No.
And Brelic here, he knows how to navigate this ship. Well, sort of. He does a pretty good job. I'm not going to give him a lot of praise, but he does a pretty good job. I think you two should work together.
I'm
You
going
two
to
both
peg
the seam.
the sextant as hard as I can at Brelig's nose.
You're gonna throw it? Yeah, give me that.
That's what I think of your navigation.
Give me a ranged check, ranged attack.
And can I argue that he has advantage since he's still grappled by Banshee?
He sure does.
Nose is also probably a big target.
Natural fucking 20. And sextants have little pointy bits on them, might I add.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like a dart essentially. So give me 2d4s plus your dex.
You knock his nose off and replace it with a sextant. He is now known as Sextant Nose across the land.
Jade makes a note. I'm gonna draw that.
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm doing.
That's 8 points of sextant damage.
8 points of sex damage. Wow. So the sexton just like I want to say pops him, but it's not. It's like a full on impale and smash, just like, and he just is kind of he's stunned, and he brings his head back and shakes it and looks at you and says, "Well, Martin, if you say it, I'll work with him. I might have to punch him around once in a while to keep him in line, but I'll work with him."
I walk away at this point.
Okay.
I just walk away,
Okay.
back to the bow, and start like taking in the spray again.
So does Banshee let go at a certain
Yes.
point? Okay. He's gonna when she does, he's gonna calmly pick up the sexton and throw it at Kepesk and be like, "Hey, you're gonna need this if you're gonna be our quartermaster." Your AC, he's gonna hit that. He's gonna hit that.
Yay, hit that.
Yeah. And what did we say? A D4? Yeah, he hits you in the back, and you take
real.
and you take 3 more damage.
I'm gonna fucking turn around
Oh my god!
and see him. I'm gonna try to grapple him and drag him.
Wait.
His mouth. He's already grappled.
Martin
There you go.
Martin takes his reaction to step in between you two, and just say, "No, stop. You guys need to work together." And he puts his hand out at Rolex. God. Like, no, Kepesk, bad Kepesk. Are you determined to keep fighting him?
At this point, I'm like, this is like a mad ship, and I want to get. This is fucking crazy. Like, I don't have a death wish. I've got things to live for, and this ship has no one guiding it. And there's a captain that's allowing himself to get slapped around, and not without punishment. So I'm like vacillating between jumping off the edge of the ship and like continuing the fight.
So on this note, I'd like you to roll 1d12 for me, Kepesk. You said you wanted a chance to roll something.
7.
We're being attacked by a kraken, guys.
A 7. Okay. As you are preparing to attack Brolic and slapping the captain, you hear ahead of the ship a crack of thunder.
Ooh.
And you can see clouds quickly forming much faster than naturally, and they're going very wide across, and they are moving towards you as you are moving towards them.
Ooh.
And you can see that as they go wide, they also begin to either they are going so wide that it's looking like it's bending towards you, or it is actually bending towards you and encircling you. It's hard to tell. But you can see not only thunderstorms, but you think you can see that there's rain in there, what looks like rain. And every now and then when the lightning cracks through the air, you can see little explosions that pop too.
Aapa,
Hey,
this looks like it might be fun if we go try to ride this out in the rigging.
in what?
In the rigging, in the ropey bits up there.
Banshee says no climb when thunder. I know climb when thunder. But you can go. If you get zapped, I can heal. I can help.
Martin says, are you kidding? Right now? This is, I don't even know what this is. There's explosions in the storm. I need you guys here.
Aapa says, I know what to do. And she bolts off, climbs the stairs, runs to the very front of the ship, and starts yelling at the clad, what are you?
That does normally work.
Martin just stares blankly. Kepesk, I need you to find us another route around this.
Don't make me slap you again, Martin. You have fucked up big time.
You have fucked up so hard.
I don't want you to speak to me again. Otherwise, you and me will have more than words. And I want to go join Aapa and just join. You found my favorite spot on the ship.
Can we just...
I extend my hand for a high five, like really high up towards you.
I lower my hand down and give you a high five.
Hey! And then she lets go of Brolic at this point.
Can we assume that the commotion alone has kind of spread through the thing? I like to think I've heard something upstairs and I'm on my way up at this point.
Oh yeah, you probably saw the tail end of things.
All right.
Pun intended.
So I see the big storm.
Oh yes, that too. Yes.
Is it an angry elemental from the elemental plane of fire or air? Is it gonna kill us all?
No, but you actually go ahead. Given where you're from, give me a
I'll roll something, sure.
Yeah, let's do nature or history, something like that.
Well, both +1.
Excellent.
For a total of 12.
You've heard of something like this.
Oh, I've heard of weather.
And, well, no, you've heard of more specifically. As you are from the inner planes, you have heard of a place where the four planes meet. The earth, air, fire, and water planes meet.
The Avatar.
And you've heard of storms like this, where all meet, all energy, all of these raw elements just meet and create chaos and destruction. You've heard of things like this.
And I know they're really dangerous.
You know they're very dangerous.
I turn to Tracan and I say, listen, can you fly Aapa and Banshee and me out of here? Can you do that with your big wings?
My wings aren't that big. They're sizable. I think
We're comparing dick size now.
I think it's a modest wingspan. I think I'd poke out from below deck and I'd immediately see the raw meat storm, and I don't think Tracan could handle this situation very well.
All right.
I like to imagine they're pretty flustered.
Especially as you're seeing the storm actually encircle the ship now.
Yeah, Normally, whenever I come above deck, I immediately get like unfrazzled, so I stop looking like a diseased bird. But I came up from below deck, and I still look like a diseased bird from stress in the current storm. I'm in a very bad spot.
What are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna. Martin's like right there, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Martin. Can we leave? Like now?
He looks around. We gotta go through this.
You're the worst captain I have ever met.
He looks. He says, "What would you suggest we do?
Okay.
The storm seems to have surrounded us."
Aapa runs back to Martin. Can she like? Is it really easy to tell that the storm is not a natural thing since it's encircling the boat and stuff?
Yeah, and given the explosions, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She's gonna run to the captain and just like really tug on his clothes and go, Martin, problem big. Tell everyone, all crew on deck, and bring that big thing that catches wind. And I point at the sail. Say, bring it down, too much wind.
If we bring it down, it's gonna get damaged.
No, I mean like not down.
You mean put it up?
When we were in port, away. When you
roll it up. Yes, I agree. I agree with this.
And this not natural. This weird. Maybe danger. Maybe. And I look around. And does the ship have cannons?
It doesn't have cannons. It has 2 ballistas and then a mangonel. I don't know how to pronounce it. I call it a catapult.
The ballistas are what I wanted.
Okay.
She points at the ballistas and goes, "Who can use that?"
Most of the crew.
Okay, then people over there. We don't know. Maybe danger. People over there. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
And I run off and start climbing the mast and start like undoing random ropes that I think are linked to the sail.
Yeah, as you start to try to pull up the sails, other sailors join you. Other crew members start to work with you, and you can see that others are getting the right. They see the logic, and they start to pull up the rest of the sails.
Okay, cool. And then, I'm gonna go back to the pulpits and ready an arrow and look at the sky.
Okay. Black Salt, Tracan, Black Salt comes up from below deck and sees you frazzled and says,
Black Salt.
We should get ready for repairs. And he hands you the kit, the other kit, not his, but he hands you a kit.
I go as pale as a bird can go.
Okay, he says, stay close.
I come up.
Do what I do.
Seeing Tracan go pale, I come up and I go, is this scaly person bothering you, Tracan? Is he trying to make you do something that you don't want to do?
No. Yes, but no. Everything's fine. Everything will be fine. Everything's fine. Everything will be fine. And I just keep droning that on and on and on as I walk into the bottom of the ship.
And Black Salt follows you. By the way, Kepesk, Black Salt is like burly. Is not Black Salt looks capable of lifting a lot. I know that's not going to deter you, but I'm just giving you a bit more of an image of this Dragonborn.
Where's like the nearest crew? Because I want to. Is there any like nearby crew who look like they're pretty upset about the fact that we're in this situation?
They look a little panicked, but not
literally everyone.
They're not losing their shit yet. They're all. At first, there was chaos and a bit of like, what do we do? But now that they're starting to, bring up the sails and get to work, people are focused. They're ready for game time.
Okay. I want to go up to the nearest person that looks like the most scared, and out of earshot of everyone else, or like speaking quietly enough. amongst the buffets of wind and just be like, it was your captain that got you into this mess. Did you see? The only reason that things are happening right now is because Aapa, she took action. She has the balls. She made shit happen. I think we should start mutiny and vote Aapa for captain. I will be her first champion, and you can be her second champion. We will find the third champion, and after that, maybe the fourth.
So
Yeah,
give
give me persuasion.
You're such a dick.
He's one of many things.
A natural one.
Oh no.
Well, I was prepared for either situation now, so I'm kind of glad. But he just looks at you and says, "No, you don't get it. We can't expect you to understand how this ship works and how it has worked. But we would love it if you would work with us and help us instead of attacking our crew members.
Wow.
Burlick is very qualified on this ship, and so is our captain. You just doubt everyone. Now start helping." And he turns back to the sails that he's helping pull up.
Kepesk isn't used to being like chided, so he like pretends like he could hear, but he pretends like the wind is too strong. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Eyes break eyes, and just like wanders away. His like ego is a little bit upset that like he was shut down so badly.
I'm going through a tunnel.
The sailor just shakes his head and keeps working. Okay.
Can Banshee like sniff the wind and have a look around and can I roll to see if I see anything else in the storm?
Yeah, sure. Give me a. I'd actually like Aapa. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And then Banshee can give a perception check with her smell if you'd
sure.
like.
Arcana, that's a 16.
Cool.
And Banshee, what's her stat for perception? Oh yeah, and she has the keen smell.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! That's a 10 for Banshee.
Okay. So Banshee starts to sniff around as she looks into the storm surrounding you. And she looks at you kind of perplexed because this is something wholly new. And you see her reaction and you just get kind of struck by this tingling wave. You start to feel like there's sparks, like static in the air. You can feel it almost. It's almost what is it? Tactile. It's almost you can touch the sparks in the air as it kind of tingles on your hand. And as soon as you feel that, it kind of pulls you. You're repelled by it at the same time as it startles you. And I'd imagine this kind of reminds you of what you'd seen in the jungle. It reminds you a little bit of that. And then as soon as you start to feel it, and tune into it, it vanishes. You're no longer able. Your fright pulls yourself. Your surprise pulls. Wow, your surprise pulls you out of that.
Okay.
And at this, you first hear, everyone on the ship hears this as it comes closer, and you look up, and there's this meteor just shooting down. It's half the size of the ship, and it shoots down 30 feet off of the starboard side into the water. And it creates this, and the ship lifts to the side. And everyone's like, holy shit! And everyone starts to lose their shit for a minute.
Is it raining at this point?
Yes, it's raining. Yes, it's raining. Yeah.
Okay, I'm out in the middle of the deck, and there's like rain and spray, I'm like, Martin! Martin! And I was like, everyone, look at what Martin has brought. He has brought us this pass. I challenge you to one-on-one combat. The first person to die is the person that loses control. If I win, I take over control. You have put a cat as a first mate. We are all going to die if you stay captain. I will beat you to death and I will take control of the ship, Martin.
The cat as a first mate is fine. The issues I'm seeing is the lizard as the navigator and the bird as the repair. The cat's been doing fine.
I think the cat has actually done part of their job, which is more than I could say. Actually, no. Tracan has tried to play the role. That's fair.
Yeah.
Kepesk, I got nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Hey, Kepesk did ask for Tracan's help for navigation.
That's true.
That's true.
If that plan had realized itself, that would have been a good move. It just shifted down in between.
He was like literally an hour late.
Yes.
Gosh, it is so loud. Keep in mind, like as when that meteor hits, the water was calm-ish, but then as soon as that happens and the ship lists, the wind really starts picking up and the water starts really picking up more. And I wouldn't say the waves aren't terribly high, but they are getting bigger. And it's hard to tell if you're heading in the original direction without using the tools. It's hard to tell which way you're going.
I mean, no one knew where we were going anyway.
Yeah, we didn't know where we were going before anyway.
This is literally like
I don't know.
a little floating boat in a kid's bath. Like, this is just going everywhere.
And so your solution is to try and stage a mutiny in a storm, a shit storm.
Yeah, this guy like persuaded us to jump onto a boat where it's like, this is suicidal, and I'm going to try to wrest control from this crazy lunatic so that I can assign people their proper duties.
Wow, Kepeska's got some big plans. He wants to take control of the ship, but he's first got to survive the storm. Think he can do it? We'll have to find out next week. I really enjoyed playing the characters for the players. I mean, Iggy, Black Salt, Martin, Barlick, they're all so interesting in their own way, but when you add them with the players, I mean, you guys saw what happened. What did you think, though? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be very curious to hear what you thought. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. When the next video's out, I'll be sure to put it right here. I am really excited to share the next video with you guys. Until then, have a great day and an excellent week.